Hello everyone. I've just finished making the inscription tier list, so I thought I would do another one with a game I'm very comfortable with, and that'd be Overwatch 2. I've played since Doomfist got released, which was way back now. Very long time ago, when he was still a DPS. So I feel like I'm comfortable talking about how all the heroes place in the game now. I'm only a diamond tank. I will hold that against all my friends who are gold. They can deal with that. But I feel like I'm able to talk about the lower ranks and which characters perform better than others down here, and which characters I look forward to playing with, and which ones I am very much not looking forward to playing against. So, I think the first thing we need to do is change the name of the tiers. S is going to be. Oops. Let's see. I'm glad they are on my team. And then on the bottom, thank God, they are on the enemy team. There we go. That's the top and the bottom ones. Consistently good. There we go. Yeah. What would B be? I'm not bothered. And C. They better be good. There we go. There's the tiers. So, let's start with the tanks. Winston. I feel like Winston's consistently good. You're not? Yeah. I'm happy with that. He doesn't fall into consistently good very well, but that's where about to place. Actually, let's change this one. Good a lot. There we go. Winston's very good a lot. You always kind of want him. He's not too difficult to play as long as the person who's operating him knows when to jump in and jump out. He's very simple if he can identify his targets, the support, the snipers, Genjis, just people that can't really stop him. He could be a real menace. So it's always good to get one of them on your team. Especially if you're a support player and you just want them to dive in, keep in line of sight though. It's very nice having a monkey. Diva, I would say they better be good. If I'm in a gold lobby and I get a diva, I'm a bit worried. Because I've had far too many that want to play it as like a kind of more like an Overwatch 1 diva, where they can kind of peel for their supports, they can kind of stay in the back. But they really need to dive the backline. I'm kind of ranting after a game I had the other day, where a diva was constantly in the back and they wouldn't push up and fight their team. They ended the game with about 2,000 damage on the Colosseum map. It wasn't good for them, because they just wouldn't dive the Widow, but I think when you get a really good diva, I'm very glad they're on my team, but it's just, that's not the case most of the time, so they better be good. Or I'm gonna be sad. Next, Sigma. I'm always glad about a Sigma. I'm never gonna be upset that somebody on my team's picked Sigma. He is a very difficult character to land shots with in my rank. They're not gonna hit that many. but they don't need to. As long as they hit rock every now and again and then get the combo, they could put a lot of damage, kill squishies. They're very nice to have. I'll definitely take a Sigma. Orisa, I'm not bothered. I do not care either way about Orisa. They could do anything and I'm just not going to comment on it. I don't understand the hero, I'm going to be honest. I could play every hero in this game, but Orisa just doesn't click for some reason. That character's a mystery, so I don't care. Hog is kind of the same, but for a different reason. I feel like Hog is just, do they get the hook? If they get the hook, I'm happy. If they don't, I'm not too happy. But that's the dice roll the character plays. It's in his favor, and if he gets the hook, it's very handy. It's a very nice win. So I think he's very middle of the road. He can't do a lot, but he can't do a little. He's always going to do something. Zarya at my rank is actually getting quite popular. I think they're quite good a lot. I like that here. Yeah, Bubble can save people that are hooked. It can save people who are rocked. It's very good at cleansing anti. She can build charge very quickly. But she is still squishy. But the 200 HP bubbles, or however much it is, that is very nice. It really mitigates it. I think she's not higher. I think Ryan is higher. Ryan is the Giga Chad of tanks. You'll always be, I'm glad they're on my team. You'll always do well. This is a personal bias. He's probably good a lot, but I don't think he could be that bad. As long as Orion walks forward and swings, he's doing a good job. And then if he wants to go for the fancy shatters, he can. Next, Ball. Honestly, Ball's pretty good at my rank. A lot of people play him and it's not too hard. I play him myself a lot. He used to be my main go-to. But recently I've started swapping to Ryan and Sigma more. Ball is super... He seems a lot easier to pilot now. Even though nothing's changed, is what you need to do for him. You don't need to be as crazy as you used to be to get the same value. Now, genuinely, just surviving and staying near cart, maybe diving the Widow whenever you see them, that's all you need from this guy. It's not a lot, just keep pile driving cart and he will make the value. If you want to get better with him, you could start going for the assassinations, and that's when you know you've got a good ball, is when they're constantly assassinating the Mercy, the Lucio, the Zen, whoever's back there. But honestly, pile driving cart's good enough. They can't really do a lot about it because you can't focus them down fast enough at my rank. It's good. Junker Queen. I'm always happy the enemy team's got a Junker Queen. I'm gonna be honest. She just feels like she dies way too quick. A couple Widowmaker headshots, or Ash shots, or Hanzo shots, and he's done. It's such a sad feeling when you get them on your team, but when the enemy team has them, it feels like such an easy game. So it's unfortunate, which is in the bottom. Doom, I'm not bothered about. Actually, no, they better be good. Doom, very high skill. He's going to be very tough to make work. But if the Doom is able to get a pick or two every fight, he can steamroll. He is mental. And sometimes he just doesn't die. If he keeps on hitting his abilities and gets that huge armor, he's not going down. So I think this tier could honestly be at the very top if the player's good, but this is where you expect them to be from diamond below, probably around goldish area. Bastion, honestly, he's pretty good. He's a good counter swap because people don't expect it. People have got to like program that part of their brain in at the start of the fight. They've got to be like, all right, there's a Bastion. This is what I've got to do against him. But people can't do that instantly. So if you're able to catch them by surprise, jump in there, turret, blast the tank or whoever it is there before they get a chance to react, he is so good for that swap. And then honestly, people keep playing him throughout the match, and he does well. The mine with a couple bullets can wipe out squishies. That help. It makes it a lot easier. Yeah, Ashen's really good. Cass is the same. Uh, Not easy to land shots with, but one of the easiest heroes to hit his bullets. Very high reward from him. His sticky nade can still put out an insane amount of damage. You only need to land a punch and one shot, one punch, or two bullets, one bullet if someone else is helping you. It's good. He's a really strong character just now. Widow is going in the same tier. Very good at my rank. Even if people aren't hitting headshots all the time, one every now and again is still enough to like clean a lobby. The other day, I had a game against this godlike Widow. I wouldn't have put it past them if they were a GM. They were hitting headshots on our entire team the whole match, and we just couldn't do anything about it. I tried to contest them as Genji, as Tracer. It worked a little bit, but they would still come out of that fight most of the time winning. Their flicks were insane, so you cannot underrate this hero. Of course, if the player's not performing well, the character doesn't look as good, but they're still going to be able to put out something. Because even a body shot or two every now and again, it's going to help. Especially get the confirms when you're playing your other DPS or if you're a tank. It's really nice. Ashe, I'm glad they're on my team. I'm never sad about someone picking an Ashe. Dynamite's always good, Bob's always nice. The primary fire is so good. It just farming all 3 picks on a squishy and they're gone. Or 3 hits. 2 if one's a headshot. That is so nice to have. Genji, I'm not bothered. There's a lot of Genjis. There's a lot of Genji specialists specifically. I've started playing him myself, trying to pick him up a little bit, and he's not too difficult. I feel like people overrate how difficult he is, but to get a decent reward, he's not too tough. When you want to get to the very best of the best, GM and stuff, he's tough. He's one of the toughest heroes, but he can get his reward very, very easily. Dash in when everyone's low, couple right clicks, and whoever's low is now dead. He's a very good hero. Sojourn, I feel like Sojourn is worse Ashe here. At this rank, she's just really average. Once you get a good Sojourn, of course she goes to I'm glad they're on my team. But on average, it's just I'm not fussed. They're going to do what they're doing, and that's all I need. You don't need anything more than that. Mei is good a lot of the time. And I'm glad they're on their team actually. They could move up, but I don't think they're quite there. The wall is an amazing ability. Probably one of the best abilities in the game. It just cuts off teams. It's basically a kill on a tank if your team can coordinate it well. And it's not too difficult to get them to do that. If there's only one target in front of them, they're going to shoot the tank. So he can usually go down pretty quick. Ice wall, it just gives you so much survivability. She's got extra health. She doesn't die. And that is exactly what you want from this rank. It's just to live and be a nuisance, and eventually, with enough time, you're going to get the pick. So honestly, Mei's going into top tier. I hope they don't nerf her, because they are talking about reworking our gun, but Hanzo is a sad one for me because he is always good. There's not such a thing as a bad Hanzo. They all roll the die, and if they get 6s, they get a kill. It's that simple. And since they just fire so many arrows, eventually they're going to get a pick on someone. And you could see that the people that are very lucky can dominate games with Hanzo. It doesn't take a lot of skill, which is why you're kind of always happy that they're on your team. Because no matter how bad a player is, if they pick a Tracer, they're doing nothing. If they pick a Hanzo, They are rolling that die, just hoping for the 6. He's such a brain dead character that you're always going to be glad that he's there. Just because you can't be annoyed about having the chance for a one shot, because he's the character that makes the worst team win. he's a ridiculous hero. Reaper's the same. Well, not really the same. Same tier. He doesn't require a lot of skill, but his output is significantly higher than it should be. His ult is amazing. His shotguns do a lot of damage close range if you can get there. You're always going to be happy about getting a Reaper. Well, depending on the map. He's a very map. He'll go to them good a lot for that reason, actually. A lot of maps he does not work on, and that's just not something you can play around. But if he's on a good map that he can get that distance closed, he's very good. Soldier I'm not bothered about. He's your typical DPS. He's gonna shoot, he's gonna do damage, he's gonna get a kill. You just leave him to it and he'll do stuff. You can't exactly ask someone to swap off a soldier if they're not doing well, because Soldier's Soldier. He's the guy. You can't really change that. Junkrat, he's good a lot. He's just gonna fire his bombs and things are gonna die, so that's good. Actually, this tier list is getting a bit wide. Sim's always gonna be good. She's gonna put turrets down, she's gonna beam people, they're gonna die. She does so much damage very quickly when she gets up to that high charge. And then the right clicks can just get a pick on someone who's just not paying attention. Very nice. Tracer better be good. Tracer is very hard to play well. I don't know why, but pulse bombs never connect. It's an impossible ability. Blink, she's probably one of the most survivable heroes if she doesn't get tapped by this guy up here. Which is why, at lower ranks, when you're rolling this die, Tracer doesn't want anything to deal with it. Because even a body shot can be very scary for her. So, she does not like that. But, as with everyone in this tier, if you're very good at the hero, you can wipe out everyone. This is a very skill-based tier. Pharah, I'm not bothered. They don't need the Mercy Pocket, but if they get it, they are good. But they're gonna do their thing. If they hide around walls, fire rockets, even play a ground Pharah, it's very nice. You like it. Echo, I don't see very many Echoes, but the ones that I do see, I like a lot. But for the most part, I'm not bothered. She does her thing. She assassinates squishies. She shreds tanks when they're half health. She's good. I like it. Sombra is the next one. It feels weird putting them in. Thank God they're on the enemy team. Because they don't do anything until they get their ult. And then they do a lot. Very quickly. But a lot of Sombras at my rank don't build ult. They hack and then TP out. They're literally just playing like Overwatch 1, and you can't do that because it doesn't do the same thing anymore. Hack is different. And people at my rank still have the Overwatch 1 playstyle, even if they're new, because that's just how Sombra feels. They uncloak, they hack, they maybe do a little tickle damage, and then they get out before the enemy even turns around to acknowledge them. They're too scared. They need to come out and start shredding these guys, these guys, these guys, these guys. And just making their life hell. But they don't. It's a shame. Because you see at the end of the games, if they've played Sombra the whole time, they're only hitting 1,000-2,000 damage. You kind of start to point fingers at who's kind of letting the team down when you've got someone like Torb. Ult's really good, turret's consistent damage. In a rank where consistent damage isn't really a thing, it's quite handy. Molten Core, very nice for just shredding anyone who comes near you. People can't really dive you because you've got the armor. He's just a really good hero. You're never sad about a Torb. We're on to supports. Moira better be good. They can sometimes be DPS Moiras. You'll find them in the back and they'll complain that the other support isn't healing them or that other people aren't doing as much damage. They're going to have higher stats than the rest of the team, but that's because they're not doing their job. The team aren't going to be supported and they don't have utility, so they're not going to help you. They're a hard hero to get value from because they just don't have many aspects of their kit where they get value. It's mostly from the ult, which they can build incredibly quickly if they're spamming heals into the entire team who are all taking splash damage. Once they get ult, they can start actually really healing their team and damaging the enemy team at the same time. So, better be good. Brig. I'm not bothered about a Brig. Brigs in my rank don't really do a lot, but they do heal. They whip shot enemies away. That's all you can really hope for them. I like it. Mercies. Honestly, I'd rather someone else. I'm not too bothered. Mercies usually just heal pocket in this game at my rank, which is not something you really want. They build ult, they pop ult, they do their thing. They just feel too passive when you've got other heroes like Ana, which is going at the top tier, who sleeps enemies. Her sleep is very impactful. Can shut down enemy ults. Very nice. Anti-nade, probably one of the best abilities in the game with Maywall. It just stops all enemy healing unless cleansed by a Kiriko, which I think is good a lot. Nano boost, very good. Probably our weakest ability in their kit, but still an amazing ability that can just allow team wipes with one ult. It's a very good hero who can just... It's probably the only support in the game that can carry, I think, and do it relatively consistently. Kiriko, she's got the cleanse, which counters Ana, and since Ana is played all the time, Kiriko is very nice to have, especially if you're a tank. She's got the TP, she's not going to be dying too quick, she's very thin. Widows can't headshot her, Hanzo's, the odds of them getting headshot are a lot lower than other heroes like Ana or the tanks or, let's see, Bap, Zen, they're getting headshot. It's kind of who wins the Hanzo matchup, that's kind of what it feels like. High HP, high HP bars, that's what makes these low ranks good. Actually, I didn't finish talking about Kiriko. She's got cleanse, very nice. She's got a nice heal. Her damage output is very good if she gets the lucky headshot, kind of like Hanzo in that sense. Her ult, very amazing. Very much a team fight when ult, kind of like Nano boost, but even better. Being able to speed boost your Ryan in, have him swing faster, fire strikes out galore. Very good. So pretty much combos with everyone in the game because everyone likes a speed boost. Baptiste. I'm not bothered about a Bap. They're not really... They just sort of heal. Immortality is annoying, but Baps don't really use it well in my rank. They kind of just use it to save themselves when they get low while running away. And at that point, you should have already used Lamp to save whoever you're running. Well, if your tank's fighting someone and they go down, then the Bap uses Immortality to escape. You should have just used the Immortality to save the person who was dead or getting low. It feels like at my rank, he wastes that opportunity far too much. So, when you get a good Bap who immortalities people, who heals up, who gets in that good damage, because he can pick off squishies relatively well with his gun. He's a very good hero. But I'm not bothered. As long as they do their job, I'm happy. Lucio's a heal bot at my rank, and that's if they're actually trying to help the team. Other than that, they'll sometimes just be like floating about, trying to annoy enemy snipers and stuff like that. And that's just not a gamble your support should really be taking. Like, he could dive them really quick and possibly even get a kill. But if it doesn't work out for him, he's just made his team a 4v5, and honestly, when he's on the enemy team, it's so nice to just pick up Cass and just stick a bomb on him and he just explodes while trying to run away. He's not very helpful. Lastly, Zen. I think Zen is good a lot. Having the Discord, it's not always immediately noticeable until someone explodes. And you'll just notice that someone on their team's health bar is full, and then it's not. And that's when you know Zen is doing his job well. You always like him, but sometimes it's hard to notice when he's doing a lot. And then his ult counters other ults, it turns them off. It's nice. He doesn't always pop it though. A lot of people don't pop their ults in my rank, and I think Zen is he's a guy who doesn't pop it. But that is everyone except two, which are not on this tier list. Ramatra and Lifeweaver. Ramatra, I'm gonna say, I'm glad they're on my team. They're probably one of the top 3 tanks, next to Ryan and Ram, or Ryan and Sim. Seg. Yeah, he's up there. He's just a brawler. He's not hard. His ult's easy. It wins team fights so quick. You're always happy about a Ram. Lifeweaver, on the other hand, thank God they're on the enemy team. He's just, even with the buffs, his grasp isn't a good ability. Because if he tries to save someone, the pool doesn't heal. So when you pull them in, as long as the person, or if I'm against them, I see the person I'm fighting get pulled away, I know they're still low. So I could just look wherever he's going and just shoot him. He's not going to be full health when he gets back, because it doesn't have a heal built into the grasp. If the heal recovered 100 HP, that would be pretty cool for long range. But it's very easy just to see someone get yoinked away, God knows where, and just firing a little bullet just to follow him. Because it's going to kill him regardless. It's just made the Lifeweaver open and alone. So, these are the bottom, Ram's at the top. And that's the tier list. I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with it. Jeez.